Okay, we'll be studying the prepositions. And prepositions or preposition is the most used word in American English and starts with a preposition and ends with a noun or pronoun, and which serves as the object of the preposition. And say, for example, for this one, the captain is talking happily to the passengers. To is the preposition, and the complete prepositional phrase is to the passengers, where passenger is the object of the preposition. So this is preposition plus article plus noun. Preposition plus article plus noun. So these are the sentences that we have here, and let's try to familiarize ourselves with them. In sentence number one, we have BB Line Limited is the shipping division of BB Line Group Limited. So I have the preposition here of up to the limited word, where the period is used at the end, and therefore this is the object of the preposition, and this is the preposition. All of these words are called the prepositional phrase. Okay, and in number two, you have the sentence. It is a privately owned business services group with its roots in shipping. We have two prepositional phrases here. We have the with its roots, and number two is in shipping. All right, do you follow? Number three, today the shipping division operates in two markets, chemical and dry bulk. Okay, so you have here the in up to the market. Okay, if you are wondering how to end and up to what particular words you should be stopping, there are clues there. Right? Say for example, this in number one, you have to of course stop because there is a period already. In number two, you have to uh, begin with its roots. Stop because another prepositional phrase, another preposition word is coming, so you have to cut it there. A group with its roots, and then another one is in shipping. And so in here you only have one prepositional phrase, and then stop by a comma in two markets. Here in number four, we have two prepositional phrases. Okay, we have the all vessels, and then in LPG. You have to stop here because another prepositional or preposition word is coming in. Okay, and then crude products, container, and OBO markets. And number five, we have another two here. Let's find them. You have to expand. That's one. And into attractive maritime markets. So to the end, you have that number two. Another is in number six, the combined financial strength will allow the shipping division. You have here to respond quickly, stop in that word quickly, and then begin with another one, two new opportunities. So you have number two there. BB Line aims to grow, diversify, and further strengthen its position in its chosen market. So you have only one prepositional phrase starts in the word in its chosen market. Number eight, you have the two prepositional phrase here. It has the resources to deliver further growth and prosperity to its stakeholders. So you have here two up to here. As I've told you a while ago, you have to stop where the where another preposition is coming in. So to, and then up to prosperity, then to, up to stakeholders. Number nine, we are being told to locate at least two of the prepositional phrases here. We have here to business services group. Okay, and then uh, no. You have here the with, that's one, its roots, and then another one in shipping. 10. Company was founded by Liverpool International BB Line in 1807. 11. BB Line has built a strong reputation over 200 years in business. Stop. Then 4. Professionalism, integrity, and quality. There you go. We're done with this prepositional phrase function number 1, of course. So let's stop in there. Oh, yeah. We have the continuation here. So another one is, it is regarded as the oldest privately owned shipping company in the world. Okay, we have two here in number 13. We have the to respond quickly and to new opportunities. Next is of involvement, and then stop, and then in almost every aspect, and then stop, and then of maritime industry. So you have 3. 15. It has built an inevitable reputation for safe and quality of operation. So you have here 1 only. 16. There is only 1 in niche shipping activities. 17. With a clear and aggressive strategy, BB Line aims to grow, diversify, and further strengthen its position. Up to that, okay, stop, because another preposition phrase is coming in chosen market sectors. Okay. 18. BB Line Limited is a company with a rich and vibrant history. So you have the, okay, with, okay, so this one we have the with, okay, and then 19. It has survived the many ups and downs of, yeah, up to here only, of the 19th and 20th centuries. The 20, all the levels listed are just a small part of BB Line's heritage. So you have to choose this. Then many tales of wartime heroism and foreign adventures in the lands are unknown. So you have here, you have to, up to where? Up to there, yeah. Stop, and then another preposition, lands are unknown. Then here, in 1840, yeah. Sometimes the preposition phrase is used in the beginning of the sentence. And then he has robbed 4, yeah, only pocket watch. And then he was thrown into a pond and left to drown. Okay, into a pond. Okay, so you need to include up to the end. Okay, and then 25, you have here of the founder, then on Lloyd's list, and then in a wider sense, and then you have for many generations. So you have 1, 2, 3, 2, yeah, 2, and then 3, and then 4, yeah. Okay, let's continue with the number page. What is this? Okay, phrase function number 2, yeah, the phrase function number 2. Prepositions are small words with noun objects. As we've said a while ago, it's being repeated here for you to remember, and they come in many forms to connect thoughts. Say, of the first 21 ships built by the Yard 18 for the BB Line, the Venetian was the first vessel built in 1859. So you have the for the first 21 ships, and then by the yard, and then for the BB line. These are all prepositional phrases. So you need to really be observant and locate and be able to identify them so as not to give you something that you'll be having a hard time locating your subject and the verb. Okay, so here the vessel travels at sea. So you have here at sea, and then it was built by Belfast Harland, and then it is part of the 21 ships of the 21 ships. It is the official history of BB Line. Okay, the guiding force in the fortunes. He realized the potential of the Burma trade. The year was the beginning of naming BB ships. The Yorkshire was the first of the BB fleet. It engaged as troop ship in Boer War. It became known during this war. Lancashire recorded the best time for the run to Burma in 23 days. So you have 1, 2, 3. It gained a reputation for travel reliability by never having had a voyage disrupted. Okay, it succeeded. Then in 1893, BB Line was replaced on the government-approved list. This gave the incentive to develop passenger accommodation on board the vessel. So you have 1, 2, 3. In 1902, BB Line became one of the 4 beasts. It was voted by as the ideal type of, that's number 2, employer, and then by the union trades, and the BB Line had distinction of being the longest. Okay. All right. So next, by the trade unions. It took place at the outbreak of WW1. So you have 1, 2 of the year. Okay. They were successful. By the end of the year, should be comma here. A comma. By the end of the year, they were successful. Okay. Of this war. Alright, the objects of the prepositions may be compound with 2 or more nouns or pronouns. Continue to select the prepositional phrase, okay? So the object, so continue to select of war and dispute. So you have the compound nouns and pronouns. So you have here 1, 2 within the preposition phrase, okay? So what else? And number 9, to serve as hospital ships. Okay, to serve as hospital ships. These vessels for trade and business. Okay, so trade, business, hospital ships. By the end of war and desolation, so you have 1, 2, object of the preposition. BB Line had served over 200,000 British and 25,000 American troops. Worcestershire became a casualty of this fighting and killing. So you have 2 objects of the preposition. We have the preposition, this is a phrase, okay, and within that phrase you have the 1, 2 prepositional phrases, objects of the preposition. Considered of ships for trade and business. So you have 1, 2, of which were requisitioned for war, with Sir Derek Beatty and the management at the helm. Okay, the company more than trebled. Okay, threefold. Is this a threefold or doubled? its overseas earnings. Okay, yeah, with. Okay, and the adjectives, adverbs may be found within a prepositional phrases. Continue to select prepositional phrases. So, there tayong mga adjectives and adverbs. Okay, Bibiline became one of. Okay, the force beast. Okay, and then it had the distinction of being the longest established cruise line. Okay, so you have adjectives and adverbs. So the adjectives is the object, and therefore what kind of line? Cruise. And then you have here the being, right? The longest established cruise ship, longest established. Okay, so here the adverbs. 16 Worcestershire became a casualty for the Jerusalem War. Okay, of. Then war is the object. Adjective, adjective. Actually, the Yorkshire was the first casualty about the senseless war. Okay, about this senseless war. You have the object, adjective, adjective. Okay. Although it carefully made its trip across the incredibly dangerous route or route and mission. Where is the prepositional phrase? The across here. Okay, so mission, route and mission. Dangerous, incredibly, and then the. These are all adjectives. Notice two phrases together. Beyond the glaring sky of the east, it disappeared. Beyond. Okay, the glaring sky of the east. We have the one and then two. Okay, beyond the glaring sky. Let's cut it here and here. So you have the sky, you have the east. So at the back of the east is a noun, right? So this is the adjective. Sky is the noun, so you have the adjective and the adjective. Notice four phrases here. Okay, nearly 100 years since its sinking to the bottom of the gloomy dark blue ocean, it reminds us of its courageous mission. Okay, so you have how many? Okay, one. Okay, up to there. Yeah, so where's your verb here? The verb is this one. Okay, and this is your subject. It still reminds us of its courageous mission. All the rest, they are just to add flavor, meaning add meaning to the subject and the verb. Alright, these ships are unforgettably among Bibi's invaluable historical heritage. So you have here among. Okay, what else? The ships are unforgettably among invaluable historical heritage. So we have here. Okay. Oh, sorry. Okay. Among Bibi's invaluable historical heritage. So we have the noun, object of the preposition phrase, adjective, adjective, adjective. Of the enormous financial strength. Okay, one. It had today, it can respond quickly beyond almost all global opportunities and challenges of the fast-paced socio-economic and socio-political arena. So you have here, the object of this one is this one. You have the comma there. Okay, so this is adjective. No, this is a verb. Okay, and here, not this one, strength. Okay, not this one, strength, and then financial, and then enormous, and then the. Okay, it has today. Okay, and then it can respond quickly beyond almost all global opportunities and challenges of the fast-paced socio-economic and socio-political arena. So you have the object here. At the back is your adjective. Adjective. This one is not an adjective. It's a connector. Then this one is the uh, object of the prepositional phrase. So at the back is your adjective, 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 adjective. Okay. So there you go. I think you are very familiar already with how prepositional phrases are operating and working or used to expand the thoughts uh, of a noun, pronoun, or something like adjective, etc. All right, and in most cases here, as we've said in our exercises, um, prepositional phrases appear more than once in a sentence. So uh, let's continue with this one. Okay, bear with me, guys. So learning takes, patience, endurance, and familiarization, and of course, skills take practice. You have to practice, and you have here the preposition phrase function number 3 appear more than once. Okay, let's forego this one as adjectives. So preposition phrase as adverbs. Okay, as adverbs. When do we say that a preposition phrase becomes an adverb, not an adjective? If a preposition, okay, originates from the verb. Say, for example, this one, the BB line is recognized. So you have the verb here. Verb phrase is recognized. Of course, you know already that at the back is the subject. This is a verb phrase. And then after the verb recognized, the prepositional phrase came in. Okay, for its integrity, professionalism. Okay, here. The another one by the maritime industry. So when this happens, the prepositional phrase is called what? Adverbial phrase. Okay, yeah, as adverbs. Okay, right? In more than 100 years, BB served the world. Okay, this one served the world. BB served the world in more than 100 years. Okay, this one, I think it comes from the word world, so it cannot be an adverbial phrase. It's a noun phrase. So, you have to also understand that when a preposition is created out of a noun or a pronoun, that prepositional phrase is called an adjective phrase. All right, understand that. This one, it's an adjective phrase because this is just a reverse sentence. So you have to imaginarily, say, for example, the normal sentence is BB served the world in more than 100 years. So after the word is the prepositional phrase and came in. Alright, so in that case, it is an adjective phrase. It grew with great intensity and pride. So I have here the with great intensity and pride after the verb. So it's an adverbial phrase. Okay. All right. So again, so you have to understand that while other form preposition phrases modifies the noun in a sentence, they also modify the verbs. A prepositional phrase modifying a noun is called adjective prepositional phrase. And a prepositional phrase modifying a verb is called adverbial phrase. Remember that, okay? If a prepositional phrase modifies a noun, it is adjective prepositional phrase. If it modifies a verb, it is called adverbial phrase, okay? So here, it is an adverbial phrase. Babylon grew after the grew because of its women in the field. So you have the adverbial phrase. The business was handled by, okay, dedicated personnel in the field. So after the verb handled, or verb phrase, they are discussing about the engine department of the ship. Discussing. This is the verb phrase. Came your preposition. Okay? So that is adverbial. Because of that meeting, a clear plan was made. Is the verb. You put it there. Okay? Because it was just reversed. So therefore, this is an adverbial prepositional phrase. The officers gathered after the meeting. The enlisted personnel. You notice the word after, okay, was created after the verb gathered. So this is an adverbial phrase, okay. The captain explained, it's a verb. Then about the agreed plan is an adverbial phrase. Upon hearing this, all personnel were enlightened. That's a verb phrase. Okay, this is just a reverse because of the comma. And after the enlightened, upon hearing this. Okay, so authors often have their way of crafting their sentences in many forms, in many ways, and this one is a reverse one. Okay, so as not to give the reader that boredom reading something from their work. Upon hearing this, all personnel, okay, the works were motivated after, so it's adverbial phrase. Because of the officer's initiative, reverse again, you have the verb at the end, so you have to continue with this, just reverse it, and you get the adverbial phrase. The ship peacefully sailed, verb, peacefully sailed, okay. Until, so the word until is your preposition. And then the people, say the people learned since that day to open and trust each other. Sorry, a while ago, okay, I wasn't able to notice that the sentence I'm explaining are not being seen in the video. Okay, so again, as I've said a while ago, you have to notice that there are sentences that are reversed, meaning if you see the comma and then the verb comes late, I mean it's in the end, and then therefore you have to reverse it. Yeah. Alright, and the people learned since that day to open and trust each other. Okay, learned, okay, is your verb here. Subject, then you have the preposition, okay, up to here, and then another one up to here. So when that happens, your preposition is called adverbial phrase. Another is the number 15. Business grows when, okay, grows is the verb, and then when its workforce live with contentment. Alright, And then, but the management should treat with respect and equality its people. Okay, management should treat, and then with should treat as the verb. So you have here the adverbial prepositional phrase. You can be promoted, okay, because of, all right, uh, your skills and qualifications. Adverbial phrase. All right. So more or less you have the understanding already of what it is. All right. So let's see if we can combine the two. This is adjective and adverbial phrase function. And so adjective and adverbial phrases. So adjective preposition phrase modify phrases modify nouns and pronouns. Adverbial modify verbs. Example: the students are listening about grammar rules. So one of the students raises a right hand to us on the first sentence about grammar rules. So adverbial prepositional phrase. And in the second sentence you have of the students is the adjective. Why? Okay. Because the word about came right after the verb listening. And one of the students, after the students, okay, raises a right hand to us. So one of the students is the adjective. You have here the of the students coming from the word one. All right, so let's see. So the passengers boarded the ship with great expectation. All right, so you have the word great, with great expectation from the word ship. Therefore this is adjective phrase. Many of them recently retired from service. Okay, many of them have recently retired from service. So from, this is the verb, therefore adverbial. They want to see the beautiful islands of the Caribbean. Okay, if you are to, okay, so get this as your verb. They want to see the islands of the Caribbean. Okay, so you have the to see as adverbial phrase, and then if you want this of the Caribbean from the islands, and then you have the adjective phrase. Okay, the captain arrived. Verb is arrived, therefore the on here is adverbial. The ship with upgraded technology in its system will travel for 1 month. Okay, the ship with upgraded, okay, from the word technology, you have the preposition here is adverbial phrase. And if you want to get this one, okay, will travel, this is the verb, then for is the adverbial phrase. Another, this one is adjective phrase, this one is adverbial phrase. Okay, I hope now you are able to understand that rule. It will pass through the Atlantic Ocean to South America through from the verb. Therefore this is adverbial phrase. If you want to get this, the word to is adjective phrase. Alright, so it can be combined in a sentence. I dream, this is your verb, this is your subject, then you have the prepositional phrase here. I dream of traveling the world. Okay, the word of there is from the dream, which is the verb, then therefore you have an adverbial phrase. Then because the ocean embodies my philosophy in life, She travel is great. Okay? Because. Right? This is adverbial phrase. I was in the province of peaceful island of Samar when I was young. Okay? Uh, so I was here. The preposition, and therefore it's adverbial. And if you want to get this, okay, of Samar and of, okay, so of here is from province, adjective. Of here is from island, adjective. But in here is from the verb, adverbial. Alright, so I think we need now to go to the cumulative test 2. Cumulative test 2. Now it's very, very important that we are able to recall things that we have learned. We need to apply them here now as our cumulative test 2. Remember that we are in the intermediate level of practicing our grammar. So to this point, in your study, you have been introduced to various parts of the speech to include a verb, used as a verb in a sentence. The noun and pronoun used as the subject of the verb or as object of the preposition. The conjunction and used to form compound parts such as subjects, verbs, and objects. The adjectives, the adverb, the preposition phrases used as adjectives and adverbs. Okay? So read its question below and do as directed. Okay? So I'll be giving you at least a few seconds to please browse or familiarize yourself with the kinds of sentences we have here. So we'll try to answer them in a few moments. Okay. Right. Right? So let's begin. Can you read this one? Read. Okay, this one, read. Alright. Number 3, read the sentence. Right? Number 4, read this one. Number 5. Alright. So according to the instruction here, we have to select the verb in its sentence below, include any verb phrases or compound verbs. Okay? So number 1, the tour should have been scheduled a day before. Alright, where is the verb or verb phrase? We have the should have been scheduled. Okay? This is your verb phrase. And as a natural rule, oftentimes the subject is at the back. Here is the subject. Okay. And then number 2, assistant cruise director Jake could have coordinated the jobs earlier. Okay, the verb phrase is could have coordinated the jobs earlier. Okay, now number 3, the student's research work must be shown to the instructor. Student's research work must be shown to the instructor. Okay, so where is the verb? must be shown. Okay, so it's the subject. Subject is work. So this is your verb phrase. Number 4, all students shall be given an assessment. Okay. Verb phrase? Yes, shall be given. That is your verb phrase. And this is your subject. So always remember that the subject is always beside the verb. Oftentimes, not most of the times, but not all the times. Okay, because there are times that a prepositional phrase, okay, is being mentioned or used by the writer, and in that case, you need to go further back, or go back further. Here, the meals were served. Okay, so you have the were served. So you have the verb phrase here, and then your subject is meals. So select the subject of the verb in its sentence below. Include any compound subjects. Okay, you have to detect the subject. We can detect the subject if you can detect the verb. Okay, so here, by the end of the war, BB Line had carried over 200,000 British. So where's your verb? Had carried. Where is your subject? Beside it. BB Line is your subject. Okay. So select the subject. Select the subject. 7. It also carried 25,000 American troops. Where's the verb? Here. Therefore, the subject is this one. Interrupted. We have the adverb here. Because of the war, Worcestershire became a casualty in the World War I. Okay? So as the rule, do not use or do not get your subject from the word because of or any preposition. This one is a preposition. So you have to concentrate here. Okay? Became is your word. Therefore, this is your subject. Worcestershire. Remember that you need to locate the subject because it's the reason why there is a sentence. Subject is the one being discussed, being analyzed. You cannot create any thought without a subject or something to be discussed. Alright? At the outbreak of the World War II, BB Line was requisitioned for the war. Where is your word there? There. Therefore, this is your subject. BB Line. If you'd like to be stricter, then line only is the subject. BB is just an adjective. But because this is a name, you don't separate the two. Okay? So that becomes one word. It's a name. All 11 ships were used for diverse civilian and military purposes. Again, you can locate your verb and then you can locate your subject. Very good. This one is your verb, therefore this is your subject. Compound subjects and compound verbs may be used in the sentence. The verb here is may be used. Okay? And therefore, your subjects are verbs. The subject number 2 and this one, okay, is subject number 1. Do not include the end when you are answering to your paper. You know why? Because and is not part of the subject. It is a connector. okay, connector. So just get the subject, avoid any connectors. Joe and Jojo are a compound subject. Okay, are is your verb, therefore your subject is Jojo, subject number one, ornament number two, and then Joe is subject number one. Alright, and John and Alice skated and danced. Right? So the compound subjects, compound verbs. So the verbs here. You have the subject number one. This is two. Subject number one. Right? Again, do not include the connector because you'll be wrong, and they will not count your answer as correct. Nestor, Joe, and Jojo shook hands, smiled, and walked home. Okay, so you have the shook, the smiled, and the walked as your verbs here, and your subject. You have Jojo, subject 1 or 3. Joe, subject 2, and Nestor, subject 1. Compound subjects and compound verbs may be in a sentence. They may be. It's your verb. Therefore, verbs here is your subject. Subject 2, and then here, subject 1. Okay? Word at the back of this one is an adjective. Word at the back of this one is an adjective. Alright, very good. You're following, okay? You're following, very good. How about this one? At the back, select any one-word adjectives found in the following sentence. Please include the articles as adjective. Alright, now there's so many adjectives being used actually in a sentence in order to put more meaning to the subject or to the verb. But the technique is you have to just sectionize, okay, or try to identify a verb phrase or an adjective phrase or a prepositional phrase. Okay, here we have here the verb. Let's correct look at the verb first. Okay, this is the verb. Expound. This is the verb, and of course at the back is its subject. Now that we have identified the two, we can now begin analyzing the rest of the words. We have to analyze. What kind of ship says screw? Therefore, it's an adjective. What kind of screw? Iron. And therefore, it is an adjective. And is it definite? I mean, it's identified as by in the sentence as it is. Yes, using the definite article, and articles are limiters, therefore they are adjectives. All right, so understood. All right, our technique is just to locate first the verb and the subject, and then we can analyze the rest of the words in a sentence. We call this sentence mapping. 17. We have here a ship Braganza collided with another streamer. Okay, another streamer. Ship Braganza collided with another streamer. Where's the verb? Okay. Okay, therefore, if this is a verb, this is the subject. What kind of Braganza? Ship. Therefore, this is an adjective. And then an article, adjective. Okay? Say with, no, another streamer. Okay, streamer. What kind of streamer? Another. Therefore, another is an adjective. 18. She sank immediately with the loss of 22 lives. Okay? The verb is sank. And beside it is the subject. Now let's go forward. Okay? So you have the immediately as your adverb. Then with the loss of 22 lives. Let's analyze this. 2. 1, 2. With the loss, okay? Therefore, that is the object of this one. At the back is therefore an adjective. All articles are adjectives. Then of 22 lives, you have the preposition here, preposition phrase. Lives is the object. That's the noun. What kind of lives? 22. Therefore, it is an adjective. Nearly 125 years later, her wreck was found in 1984. Reverse yan. Sentence. It's a reverse sentence. And therefore, we need to, again, our technique is to find the verb. Was found is your verb. At the back is your subject. All possessives, like her, okay, his, they are adjectives. Always remember that. All possessives. Moving forward, we have the in 1994. This is the object. And they have the preposition. You do not have any adjective here. Okay? Not unless we say in the month or in the year 1994. And the words the and then year, they will become adjectives. But we don't have such words here. So you come to the next one. Okay. Okay. Later is an adverb. Nearly 125 years. This is the object. And therefore, you cannot get the object as your adjective. You can only get the word at the back. This is your adjective. Alright. 20. In 1859, the Bibi Line Venetian was built. Okay. What was built? Okay. Venetian. You have the verb phrase and the subject, and we have to analyze this one as your prepositional phrase. This one, technically line, what kind of line? BB can be used as an adjective. But because it's a name, you may consider that as one word. Therefore, you cannot get any adjective here. But the is an adjective. And then 1859 as an adjective. 21. Okay, it was the first vessel made by the Belfast shipyard, Harland and Wolff. Okay. So I have here the was as your verb, it as your subject. Okay. And then you have to get the rest. Say Harland and Wolff. This is the adjective, adjective, adjective. Okay. Okay, and this is the at the back is the adjective, and this one is an adjective. All right. Let's now go to number 22. Of the 21 ships built by the yard, 18 were for the BB line. Okay. So you have here the verb and the subject. You have the prepositional phrase here, which is for the BB line. And again, this is a name. You can consider it as one word. And therefore, the da is your adjective. Right? That is the only adjective here. Now let's go to this one. Of the 20 ships built. Okay? Say 21 from the noun ships is an adjective. Preposition adjective. Okay? By the yard, said the object, therefore this is the adjective. Okay, are you following? Good. 23. The BB line had provided strong business opportunity for Harland and Wolff. Alright. Analyze again. Where is your verb? Had provided. It's a verb phrase. And therefore, the back of that is your subject. Immediately, the da is an adjective because it's a limiter. And then you have the adjective there. And then you have the preposition phrase here. Harlan and Wolff, nothing more. Okay, and then strong business opportunity. What kind of opportunity? Business, and therefore this is your adjective. 24. Arthur Wilson was the guiding force in the fortunes of BB line. So the verb is the was. It is your verb. Therefore, this is your subject. The rest we can now analyze. Cut the prepositional phrases. Right? That is the technique. Cut them. Words located at the end cannot be used as your adjective. You have to go at the back. The da is your adjective. Here, nothing more. Force. Kind of force? Guiding. This is your adjective. An article, of course, automatic is an adjective. 25. Realizing the vast potential of the Burma trade, Wilson ordered 2 new steamers. Okay? It's a reverse sentence. Your verb, you have to get out from that comma. Go forward. Always go forward if it's a reverse, because you cannot get your subject and verb here. It's always after when the sentence is reversed. So here your verb is ordered. The back is your subject. Okay? So cut this. Streamers. What kind of streamers? New. It's an adjective. Okay? How many? 2. It's an adjective. Here, cut it here. Okay? Of the Burma trade. Then realizing the vast potential of the Burma trade. That is the object, not your adjective. Go to the da. Is your adjective. Here, we have the what kind of potential? Vast. This is adjective. Immediately, it's an adjective. Okay? Alright. Now let's go to the 36 to 35. One word adverbs. Adverb here. Vigorously. It's See here the verb. So this is the adverb. B aggressively strategizes its resources. This is your verb. This is your adverb. She aims surely and correctly. Okay. So I have the surely, correctly. Maybe it's backed up with committed employees convincingly. We have here. Believably, she will be in the forefront of the industry. Believably. Expanding into maritime business, Bibi shall tirelessly. Okay? We have, where is the verb phrase? Shall pursue. Interrupted verb phrase. Ang tawag dyan. Interrupted. Interrupted by an adverb. And then her reputation is doubled or is undoubtedly accepted. Okay. Undoubtedly is your adverb. Bibi mutually provided prosperity mutually. Okay. The student should be proud of Bibi's status convincingly. Okay. What and where she is now has been tirelessly pursued by its people. Now is your adverb. Okay, is now. And then tirelessly. Okay. Adverb. Okay. So we're at least progressing, and 25 or 36 to 43. Using the sample sentence, answer the following question by selecting your retort. What is this? Okay. Alright. So 54. And then we have the 55. Malapit na tayo matapos. Nasa ano tayo eh. Na ito, yung ating cumulative test 2. So here it says, we have here a sentence. Alright. J. Palmer School strongly delivered the maritime curriculum. What grammar function does the word the? This one. Verb, subject of the verb, and adjective, adverb, object of the predicate. It is what? An adjective. Okay. This one. What grammar function does the word J. Palma serve? This one. Okay. This is a what? It's also an adjective. Okay. What grammar function does the word school? Okay. School here is the subject of the verb. What grammar function does the word strongly serve? Okay. Strongly. Strongly here is what? Okay. Yes. And a verb. What grammar function does the word deliver serve? It's a verb. Okay. What grammar function does the second word the serve? It is adjective, automatic end. What grammar function does the word maritime serve? Huh? Adjective. And what grammar function does the word curriculum serve? Object of the predicate. Using the sample sentence below, answer whether it's an adverbial or adjective or adverbial phrase. Okay. Say for example, the phrase here is a great expectation. Okay. It is adjective phrase. Many of them have reluctantly retired from service. It is adverbial phrase. They want to see the beautiful islands of the Caribbean. If you'd like to get this one, okay, after the one, this is adverbial, okay, because it came after the verb. But if you are going to get this out, choose that one after the island, and this is an uh, adjective phrase. The captain arrived on time. Arrived is the verb. On time, and therefore adverbial phrase. After the time, you have the for as your. Another one is your adjective phrase, and then of all time, from the word sail is an adjective phrase. Yeah. 48. A ship with upgraded technology in its system will travel for 1 month. Say, for example, you get this one after the travel or verb, adverbial phrase. It will pass through the Atlantic Ocean to South America. From the noun, therefore, it is an adjective phrase. Going back here, okay, in 48, we have another one here, its system. From the technology, and then you have the adjective phrase, okay? And then, I dream of traveling the world when I was young. From the verb, you have the traveling of the world. Okay, and therefore it is adverbial. Because the ocean embodies my philosophy in life, sea travel is great. Okay? The word because is always adverbial. I was in the province of beautiful island of Samar when I was young. Okay? From the verb, you have the in the province of beautiful island of Samar when I was young. So they have the adverbial. But if you are going to chunk them like that, okay, and then therefore it will depend. Here in the province is adverbial. From the province you have the of beautiful island is adjective phrase, and then from the island you have the of Samar, and therefore it is an adjective phrase. Okay. I'll get the goggle of my uncle to fish. We get the goggle from the of here came after the goggle, which is a noun. Therefore, it is an adjective phrase. Adjective phrase. Yeah. That one. Okay. Select the correct word of comparison in the following sentences. Your graduates are the smartest in the industry. You have to get the superlative. Okay, smartest, because the word in the industry, if there is nothing being compared or being compared in general, and therefore you opt to get the highest degree. Number 55, our team of teachers is the best team in this business. You have to just choose better because you're just talking of team. There are only two teams here. Next, obviously our team is best than your team. Okay, so you have two teams only here, so better. Which school is more effective, most effective, ours or theirs? Okay, ours or theirs? Okay, as a group. Okay, more. That dish is the hottest that I have ever eaten. Okay, undeterminable. Then you have to opt to choose the highest degree, hottest. 59. You have the oldest teacher in the school. So you have the oldest teacher in the school. So the use because the one is being compared to undeterminable number of people. Old people. Is BB line oldest than most? Then you have to choose the highest because it's more than two. Okay? Or more than one. 61. Of all your students, I am the smartest. In fact, I am the smartest student during my elementary years. Again. Okay? Because it's undeterminable. Of all the projects, is the newest. Many, marami. Cebu's project is larger than. Okay? Projects sa Cebu at projects sa Manila. Kaya dalawa lang kina-compare, larger. Of the two branches, Cebu is the farthest. Two lang, the farthest. Okay. So, that's it. That's it. Okay, for now, we have 65 items in our studies. So thank you very much. I hope you are able to learn more and that you have learned well and that you are learning well progressively, increasingly, and you are now becoming skillful with your grammar. I hope that you share this video, and thank you very much, and God bless you.